also a devotional aspect, because a name for Krishna is Mukunda, who is the giver of liberation. And Mukti, actually, Mukti Pade means one who surrenders to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the higher meaning. So he brings him to that in the following verses. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now, of course, he will not tolerate any. He is tolerating Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's words, but in other cases he would not tolerate. Therefore, Swarup Damodar Goswami was always there to filter the various people coming to Lord Chaitanya. Can you imagine how many people would come to Lord Chaitanya with their poetry and their recitations, wanting to meet to him? So many. So Swarup Damodar was filtering all the time. It's not that Swarup Damodar, if someone came with some wrong embellishment or wrong shastric meaning, he wouldn't send them away. He would rectify it. He was very merciful. He would rectify it and say, okay, this is wrong. When Bhagavanacharya wanted to recite something, he corrected something and then it was presented to Lord Chaitanya. So, this is the standard of devotional service. Shastra is very, very important. As we say, Narottam Das Thakur sings, Guru Shastra, how does it go? Guru Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra, Chittite Koriya Aikya. Can't remember the first part of the verse. But he says that this Guru Shastra, Sadhu Shastra is our life. You know, if we go outside of this, if we remove ourselves from what the Guru, the spiritual master, is saying, what the Shastra is saying, and what the previous acharyas are saying, without following in their footsteps, we step aside. We are stepping out of the mercy of the Lord. This is the great difficulty. We tend to want to speculate and add things or subtract things. But simply, Prabhupada said we should become like a postman. When a postman is delivering a letter, he's just bringing a letter. He doesn't open it, he doesn't change it, he delivers that letter. We should also take the message of Lord Chaitanya, the message of the Shastras, learn it as best as we can, with whatever memory, whatever abilities we have. Try to learn what's there. Try to memorize these shlokas. These shlokas are there to help us. They're not there to make a show of scholarly erudition. That is pratishta. That is one of the weeds of devotional service. There are 6 weeds in bhakti. They're called upasaka. Upasaka. Weeds. The weeds. Sakha. What does the word sakha mean? My name is Sakya. So sakha means friend. Upasaka, enemy. Upasaka. Sakha, upasaka. So sakha, upasaka means it's your enemy. This is going to spoil our spiritual life. And one of those enemies, one of those weeds, who knows the 6 weeds of spiritual life mentioned by Lord Chaitanya? Yeah? Love, puja, pratishtha, yeah, and the other 3? Other 3 are Nisidachar. Nisidachar means the acting contrary to the Achar. Achar means our regulative activities, our spiritual. When we deviate, if we fall down, if we make some mistake, this is called Nisidachar. Okay, so alright, fall downs are there, mistakes are there. This is Brahm, this is the material world. But we know that this is a weed. It's not like we make a career of falling down in spiritual life. You know, those who make a career of falling down are called sahajya or prakrita bhaktas. They make a career of it. They're chanting Hare Krishna, they're in ecstasy, and they get together, they talk about Krishna, then afterwards they fall down. Haribol. Great. This is their career. So what does it say in the Padma Puran? It says there, Yamai hi shuddhi, nabala jasa hi papa buddhir, Navidite tasya yamai hi shuddhi. Even Yamaraj cannot purify such people with all his punishments. It's such a terrible mentality to have, making a career of being sinful. How about that? How about a career in sin? Anybody fancy a career in sin? There's a lot of people doing that. A lot of people follow philosophies that allow this type of thing. So, not that we should not hate the sinner. It's the sinner we hate. This is what Jesus taught, and this is a wonderful principle. And this is how we should live and live our life. So Nisidacha are those activities which are against devotional service. The activities again. But okay, so that's one week. Nisidacha. Kutinati. This is the next one. Who knows what Kutinati is? This is our favorite one. Fault finding. Haribo. Kutinati ki. Kutinati, fault finding. This is lovely. Hey, now we're on the horse. Kutinati. So this is one of the great weed, upasaka, when we are finding fault. Bhaktisiddhanta, he said a beautiful thing in Dhaka, 1933. In Dhaka in Bangladesh, he gave a lovely lecture, and he said that whenever we find faults in others, or we may be, what do you say, we find fault in others, or we feel that we've been cheated, or misguided, or even neglected, or whatever. Introspect. He said, introspect first. Look within. Find fault in ourselves. He said, and know that others cannot harm us unless we harm ourselves. Others cannot hurt us unless we hurt ourselves. So his point was, yes, there are faults in others. Why? Why do you think there's faults in others? Any suggestions? What is the age we're in? Kali Yuga. What is the symptom of Kali Yuga? Kalir dosha. Nidhe is an ocean of faults. We're living in ignorance. We're living in an ocean of ignorance, of faults. We can only expect faults. We can only expect mistakes and faults. And we can only expect bad things. So if we expect that and deal with that, then we can go forward. But if we are seeing the bad and think, oh no, 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 oh no, 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 well, how are we going to go forward? So, Kalir doshani dherajan asti hi eko mahan guna. There's one good thing though. There's only one really good thing in Kali Yuga. Look at that. Just imagine what is being said here by Shukadev Goswami to Rajan. Rajan is Maharaj Pari. Kalir doshani dherajan asti hi eko mahan guna. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. This Krishna Kirtan, this chanting of Krishna's names. Mukta Sangha. This is the only real good quality, and is by associating with this Parambhajet, we are able to achieve the supreme goal of life, just by this one thing, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, as taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Krishna came himself as Chaitanya to teach the very thing that is spoken here, Kalir dosha. So, Kutinati means we are finding fault in others. Whilst the fault is really here. If I see a fault in you, if I see a fault, that means I have the fault at least 5 times, 10 times more. Magnified. So, we're finding faults here and there, but it takes courage. It takes great courage. And it takes some character to say, yes, I have much more fault. I see the fault is there. It's not the fault isn't there. The fault is there, but it is greater in me than in you. And this is spoken by Jesus also. Jesus was an excellent preacher. Jesus was an expert preacher with parables. He was a fantastic, amazing preacher. So what did he say? The aliens are coming. He said that before you take